Hey everybody, welcome to episode 10 of blackboarding every map in BTD6. And this is a special episode because since we hit double digits, I wanted to celebrate. And what better way to celebrate by doing our first expert map of the series. Before we get into the expert map of choice today, I wanted to show you guys my new achievement. I have finally bought every single hero skin in BTD6, 46 out of 46. I'm going to run through every single one. If you look on the right side, you can see there is no monkey money number next to any of these hero skins, which means I bought every single one. Except for the DLC ones, but you have to pay real money for that, and I'm pretty frugal. I don't have money to throw on BTD6 DLC, so that is the new achievement that I have unlocked. But you're probably thinking, well, what hero are you going to use today? Because you're using a new hero every single video, and you're kind of running out. And, well, you would be right. It's going to be Quincy. Quincy is the hero of the day. And you might think, well, then what's the map? And it's Infernal. I have every single medal except for chimps. I'll show the half cash run real quick right now. Alright, well, we've completed half cash on Infernal. I am just going to use a Pirate Lord to take out this last round. I think I should have enough with all my selling power. But yeah, we used an AP Darts with Quincy, we outbuffed a Razor Rotors, and we got a big one. That was pretty much the bulk of my defense. So yeah, we have enough for the Pirate Lord. We can just suck in this UMG, and that will be half cash. And I think all that I have left is the Chimps badge, and we will have the black border on our first expert map. But since we have one badge left to get before that beautiful black border, let's hop into Infernal Chimps with the main man Quincy. And I have a really easy strategy to show you guys today. It starts with putting Quincy on this bottom middle platform and putting him as high up on the platform as you can. This will allow round 6 to go down very simply. And at the end of round 6, we are going to get a Dart Monkey. This run is actually not possible on round 7 without this Dart Monkey. Maybe some perfect Quincy micro would be able to allow it to be taken down, but I don't have time for pixel perfect micro. I think it's easier to just get a Dart Monkey and eat the $215. It makes the rest of the early game really easy as well. So really we just need the range border to touch this little sliver of track and then this little sliver of track. And then I'm going to keep the Dart Monkey on strong for this run. I just want him to be popping the highest layer of balloon, because then when balloons are on the top path, Quincy can clean up the lower tier balloons. And at the end of round 8 we're going to get a Sniper Monkey, and for right now we're going to have him on first. It makes round 9 much simpler. Round 9 can actually be a little bit difficult if you don't have the sniper on first. So now that round 9 is over, we're going to put it on strong. And we have the Quincy level 3 ability. That will come in handy in a couple rounds. But now that we have these 3 towers, we're actually going to save up all the way through round 15. Round 10 through 14 are very easy, and I will kind of demonstrate why. I won't speed it up so you can see the rounds go by a little bit clearer to make sure that the early game goes down as easy as possible. The yellows are going to get layer skipped by the sniper, so Quincy can take care of the lower tiers of that yellow balloon. Round 13 is going to be easy as well because there are no yellow balloons. And then since Quincy is on the bottom platform for round 14, he's going to have maximum popping power for the waves of blues, greens, and yellows. So we should be smooth sailing all the way up until round 15. And here's what we're going to do on round 15. So once we get to the point where the yellows are coming out, I'm actually going to slow down the round. And as soon as I see a pink balloon come out, which is right now, I'm going to use Quincy's level 3 ability. And what that does is it allows him to pop the majority of the yellows and pinks down to lower tier balloons so that the sniper can clean up the rest of round 15. And now that round 15 is taken care of, we're going to put a heli pilot on this left-sided platform and try to put it as far down and to the left on that platform as you can. And then as soon as the heli pilot is afforded, just lock him in place right around this spot. This will allow him to shoot down a straight line right here, and then also around right here on the top path. This should make it super easy to save into quad darts, maybe by the end of round 18. And then once we have quad darts, the rest of the early game is very easy. Round 19 shouldn't be an issue either. And once we finish up round 21, then we can afford pursuit, and now the early game becomes super trivial. I'm dead serious when I say this. There is not another difficult round until round 93. Yeah, you heard that right. The next 70 rounds are a piece of cake, and I will show you why. Full metal jacket, night vision goggles. We're gonna get the sniper up to a 110, keep him on strong, and that allows me to take care of the camo round, and it's gonna allow me to take care of round 28 and round 30, which are the lead rounds. At the end of 25, we can afford faster darts and faster firing, so we have a 202 heli pilot with a 110 sniper. The next thing up on the list is we're gonna save all the way into our first of a few upgrades that are going to take me to my tier 5 of choice. And well, that is the heli pilot. Is it Moab Shove or is it Razor Rotors? Are we going for a Comanche Commander or an Apache Prime? And well, we're going for an Apache Prime today. At the end of round 30, we can afford the Razor Rotors. And after that, we are going for a 220 Monkey Village. This heli being on pursuit is absolutely fine. It's going to make the early game super easy. It's going to make the mid game super easy. And you can start kind of microing the heli pilot in the leader rounds, but this strategy is going to be so easy that the 90s aren't even super difficult either. So at the end of round 33, we can afford our Monkey Village. Honestly, anywhere above the heli pilot on this platform is going to be fine. For me, I'm going to put it as low as I can, just because when I get the bigger radius, I want it to reach the bottom of the platform for the Alchemist. But when we can afford Grow Blocker, we're going to get Grow Blocker on round 34. And then as soon as I can get the Radar Scanner, that will be the next upgrade that is afforded in this run. So after the first wave, or second wave of round 36, we can get the Radar Scanner. And then we'll get bigger radius as well. Next up is Jungle Drums, and then there will be a couple more upgrades before round 40. But I mean, as you can see, this Razor Rotors is just making these rounds look super easy. I mean, which is true. They are very easy rounds on this map. So we have 220 Village, we have a 302 heli pilot. We've got one more tower to place before round 40. But we can wait until 39 is over because we don't need it to be able to take out these rounds. And that is going to be the Alchemist. Let's just make sure that it is in the range of the village. And if you placed all these towers correctly, you can fit a Monkey Village, a Heli Pilot, and an Alchemist, all on the same platform. So now that we have Berserker Brew, it's going to be buffing up this Heli Pilot. I'm going to hit this left arrow and put it on patrol points, just to focus it on the bottom left, so that it can attack the Moab as soon as it becomes present on the screen. And then I'm going to put it back on pursuit now that it's being alch buffed. Round 40 is just super easy. You can also use a Quincy ability if you ever feel unsafe, but this is a pretty foolproof strategy, and there is a lot of leeway for using abilities. This is actually going to be an ability free run all the way up until round 90, so that's super easy for making this a very easy to follow run. But here we go with more upgrades. We have the 320 Alchemist with the 302 Heli, 220 Village. And well, next up on the agenda is we are going to save up into Apache Dartship. We can actually save up $21,000 before we die. And then once we have the Apache Dartship, we're pretty much going to be able to save up until round 80. So I will see you guys around round 50 or 51. That'll be around the time where we afford the Apache Dartship. And then I'll probably speed up again while we save up for the Apache Prime. And just like that, we are here on round 51. And the reason that we're stopping on 51 is because this is the middle of the round where you can afford Apache Dartship. And there is one more thing to do before we save up completely to the Apache Prime. And that is we still need to get stronger stimulant on this Alchemist. So this is probably the easiest save up of the run. But you could even argue that it's the second easiest save up, because that Apache Dartship save up was so freaking simple. I did not need to use a single ability, and we were able to get it without even a sweat. So now we have a 220 Village, 402 Heli Pilot, and a 420 Alchemist. We're going to start the save up into the Apache Prime. Believe it or not, we can actually play the next 24-ish rounds, and by round 80 we will be able to afford the Apache Prime, and then we'll be able to just keep chugging along. So I will see you guys in a little bit, and we should have Apache Prime soon. We are here. I paused around 79 because I have $50,000, and you might know what that means. It means we can afford the Apache Prime. And I mean, that was just sweat-free. No abilities at all. No abilities at all. That means 76, 75, 78. No abilities were needed. Just with a single Apache Dartship. So I'm going to turn auto start back off. And we're going to figure out what we're going to do for the 90s, because I'm going to keep it a buck. The 80s aren't even difficult. The Apache Prime is just such a good damage dealer that, I mean, there's just nothing to be worried about at all. There is another tier 5 that I would like to build into, and that would be the Monkey Ace. Is it the Sky Shredder? Is it the Sarbamba? Is there even enough money to afford a Flying Fortress? Okay, well, no. So it's either the Sky Shredder or the Sarbamba. And, well, we're going for Sarbamba today. And we're going to put this little guy right here in the middle. I'm going to switch his flight path just so he can kind of hit these balloons as he comes back around, go against the grain. I think rapid fire maybe makes it to where you can shoot the bombs faster, but centered path might be... No, it's not going to do anything. Who am I kidding? I don't even think getting a cross path is necessary. So we have a 040 Monkey Ace, and this will be super helpful for the early 90s. The DDTs on round 90 and 93, we're going to need to have the ability for those rounds. Everything from round 80 to 89 though is super easy, and we're going to take care of without any issues. There is 1 or 2 towers that I want to buy though before we just go ahead and get the Sarbamba. And one of these is a ninja that I'm going to put right here. And that's going to be a sabotage. And I'm thinking if I want to get a spike storm first, or if I want to get the Tsar Bomba. Round 90 though is not going to be an issue. As soon as all 3 DDTs are on screen, we're going to use the ground 0, and round 90 is going to go down just fine. 91 is no issue because there's no fortifieds, and Apache Prime takes care of clumped balloons in its sleep, honestly. Round 92 you can take out without any abilities. If you want to use a sabotage though, feel free. I know it looks scary when the ZOMGs come out, but that's kind of what the Apache Prime excels at. So here we are, round 93 is here. If you want to make it easier to time your ability, again, feel free to use the balloon sabotage, but as soon as all DDTs are on the screen, you just use the ground 0, and you're good to go. Round 94. Again, just easy. You don't even need the balloon sabotage. The reason I bought it was for round 95, but as long as you have the balloon sabotage off cooldown for round 95, you're gonna be okay. Now there's one more thing that you still need to get before getting the Tsar Bomba, and that is a Spike Storm. I was between a Spike Storm and a Glue Strike, but I think the Spike Storm is necessary. Because if you get a Glue Strike, if you use the ground 0 ability, take out a bunch of DDTs over here. The DDTs back here are already going to be able to get like halfway across the map before the pursuit can get back over to the first few DDTs. So here's what we're going to do for round 95, and watch closely before you try this yourself, unless you know what you're doing. As soon as the first DDT comes out on round 95, we're going to use the sabotage. And that will maximize the ability for the heli pilot to shoot down sight. Now that the sabotage is worn off, we're going to use our ground 0, and then we're going to immediately use a Spike Storm. And I don't even know if that requires RNG, but it makes round 95 able to be taken out. And that is why we need those 2 towers, the Spike Storm and the sabotage, before we can afford the Tsar Bomba. Round 96, you can use a ground 0. Since the Apache Prime does so well with dealing with grouped balloons, popping everything into BFBs at once is actually not a problem, as you can see right here. That's a prime example. So now that we are on round 97, Tsar Bomba is afforded. The only thing we really need Tsar Bomba for is the fortified DDTs on round 99. We can use our Quincy level 3 for these fortified ZOMGs, but they shouldn't be an issue, and they are not. For round 98, we're going to do the same trick we did for round 40, put our patrol points down in the bottom left, and put the heli back on pursuit. We have $5,000 to work with. I don't think that's enough for any real support. I want to check and see if we can get a Moab press. That's 3,000, that's 1,500, that's about 400, and that's about 340. So I think if I get the boomerang right here, put it on strong, we are about $100 from affording the Moab press. I think we'll have enough by the time anything even gets into its range. And then we're actually going to get improved rings and glaives. I'm going to use the sabotage on round 98 because you actually don't need it for 99. And I think I'm going to maybe put the boomerang on last so it can kind of shoot down this line and push a lot of these balloons over here back. You can use Quincy abilities as you feel best fit. So we're going to use Quincy level 3. Again, having these all grouped up for the Apache Prime is perfect. And I think we'll use our Quincy arrows as well. This is just a great opportunity to use them with all these balloons grouped up. But now that we have the boomerang shooting last, that's not super helpful anymore, so we will put it on strong. And let's just use a Spike Storm to clean up everything and make sure there is no issues with the rest of this round. The only ability we need for round 99 is the Tsar Bomba. So as long as we have that, we're good to go. Round 98 goes down, and let's lock the heli pilot in place over here. Put it back on pursuit, and just to make things a little bit easier, if you do have your balloon sabo off cooldown, go ahead and use it. But we just need every single DDT that's fortified to be on the screen, and then we can use the SAR Bomba, and there we go. Round 100 is here. You might need the Spike Storm for it, but I think if it's not off cooldown, that's totally fine. Now, what could we do to make round 100 even easier? Well, you can do 204 armor piercing darts subs. If you want to put a, well, you can't fit a spike factory. Oh, you can fit a spike factory on this bottom platform if you put these things down in an optimal position. You can get a spike storm, or not a spike storm, a Moab shredder. But what else can you do? You can get a glue strike, and that'll add plus damage. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a glue strike here with the corrosive glue. And then if I can afford, I guess over here, because that's really the only spot we have left. But maybe if I want global range, I'll get a sniper. And we'll get it on 202. Put him on strong. Alright, round 100, here we go. The BAD might be a little bit difficult, but I think the Apache Prime is a big enough damage dealer where we'll be okay. So let's use the glue strike as soon as it's off cooldown. And then as soon as Quincy is shooting this BAD, we'll use Quincy level 3. When the Spike Storm is off cooldown, we will spam that out right away. And then SAR Bomba is almost off cooldown as well, along with Quincy's arrows. So as soon as this BAD pops, we're going to use the SAR Bomba. But we'll use the Glue Strike first, Quincy arrows, and SAR Bomba to stun these ZOMGs in place. And then we have our Balloon Sabo back off cooldown, but we didn't even need it. And that is how we take out Infernal Chimps. First expert map of the series taken out. Let's go check out our lovely black border. Oh, that one looks pretty. First expert map of the series, and we have taken it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully it was an easy, comprehensive guide to taking out Infernal on chimps. Really, the only difficult rounds are the last 10, specifically 95, 98, 99, and 100. But if you can take out those rounds, you'll be good to go. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.